Are you ready to eat the Mediterranean diet, but you're not quite sure how to grocery shop for it? Well, this video is for you. By the end of this video, you are going to know exactly what to get at the grocery store to satisfy all of your Mediterranean diet needs, but not only for the Mediterranean diet, really for any healthy eating approach. Make sure to stay tuned till the end, where I'm going to reveal for you my favorite tip for how you can save time and money at the grocery store. Hey there, I'm Dr. Anna. I'm a medical doctor. I was trained in Italy, and on this channel you are going to learn how to master the Mediterranean diet. So picture this: you just got to the grocery store, you pulled up in the parking lot, you have your bags, you're ready to go, but you realize that this is the most stressful, overwhelming thing that you have to do. There's so many things that you can buy in the grocery store. You aren't really sure what you're gonna be getting. And with a gazillion choices, this is something that you dread. Not only that, you're ready to start eating healthier, but you're not really sure how to do that. So first, I'm going to suggest that you take a few steps backward. Don't even get out of the car yet. And if you did, go ahead and get back in the car. I want you to sit down. Take 30 seconds, get out a piece of paper or your phone and make the simplest grocery list. Do yourself a favor and make a little mini plan. Here's what you're gonna do. You're going to make 4 very simple categories on your grocery list. Number 1, produce. Number 2, healthy protein choices. Number 3, whole grains. And number 4, something that makes you happy. For a much deeper dive on the process for how to make the perfect grocery list for the Mediterranean diet, I suggest that you check out my video over here on Mediterranean diet, meal prep, and planning. So why did I include that 4th choice? Well, the Mediterranean diet and lifestyle is all about sustainability, wellness, and overall well-being. A big part of that is not depriving ourselves of things that we want. Your diet and your routine should feel healthy and balanced, balance being the key word. So I suggest getting something that feels like it's just for you, something that you like, even if it's not quote unquote healthy. But my rule of thumb, this is what I do for myself. Each time I go to the grocery store, I limit myself to 1 item that falls in a category of what I would consider unhealthy. Something highly processed, sugary, a quick snack, and something that's not necessarily giving me nutrition my body needs, but something I just like to eat, like ice cream or chips. By the way, if this video is useful for you so far, or you're getting value here, I want you to go ahead and smash that subscribe button. Make sure to turn on the bell notifications. I don't want you missing any important information. Now we know how to kind of make our quick grocery list and our plan of action. What's the 2nd tip I have for you? Well, this is to never go to the grocery store hungry. Now, I know, sounds a little bit silly, but here's why this is very, very important. When we are hungry, our bodies are going to crave fast energy sources, very sugary things, salty, fatty things. Fortunately or unfortunately, in the US, our grocery stores are so full of abundant choices, more than any other place I've ever been in my life. And that's great. Choice is awesome, but it can also be very overwhelming and distracting. If you are on a mission to take care of your health and to take care of your diet, and you want to follow a Mediterranean diet approach, you need to maintain a little bit of strategy. And we all know what it feels like to be hangry or hungry and tired. When you're hungry, you really can't think clearly. And if you have a goal of tackling your health, you want to be able to think very clearly and know exactly what you're trying to buy at the grocery store. This ties into why I suggest that people always keep a little bit of a snack in their car, even if it's just simple roasted nuts in a Ziploc bag, so that you're not totally ravenous when you have to go do errands like grocery shopping. So my 3rd tip for you for how to grocery shop like a champ is to follow the principle, out of sight, out of mind. This ties back into that first principle that I talked about, where you have one little cheat item that's just for you, doesn't necessarily need to be a healthy item, but planned out. If we are loading our grocery carts with a lot of junk, we are loading our kitchens with a lot of junk, that means we're loading our bodies with a lot of junk. You see how that works? If you're not having something available to eat in your kitchen, you're not gonna eat it. Don't try to kid yourself. If you have something available to eat in your house, you are going to eat it. I can't tell you the number of times and the number of people who talk about cheating on this diet or sneaking something in. That is crazy talk to me. We shouldn't be able to give ourselves the option to even do that in the first place. We're only setting ourselves up for a lot of disappointment and frustration. Instead, what I like to do as a nice rule of thumb, I force myself to have a pretty healthy fridge and pantry. So my kitchen is stocked with healthy food. Then most of the time, I'm only giving myself the option to eat healthy food. Then when you're in a restaurant and you're completely surrounded with smells and you're seeing what other people are eating at their tables, and you can't hold back in that circumstance, well, that's okay, because you're limiting yourself to eating that when you go out. That also makes eating out feel a lot more special. So remember, give yourself a little grace. We're all human, and it is impossible, well, nearly impossible, to say no to something when it is in our face. Make it easy for yourself and get it out of your face. All right, are you ready for my fourth and my absolute favorite tip that will save you time and money at the grocery store? I learned this in nutrition school. If you shop only the perimeter of the grocery store, you are going to be mostly buying everything your body really needs and all of the fresh food. Think about it. When you first walk into the grocery store, what do they have first? Well, it's usually produce. It's the vegetables, the fruits, the fresh foods. So if you force yourself to start there and you continue along the perimeter, you're probably going to run into the fish, then the meat, then the dairy, then there's going to be eggs, then things like yogurt, cottage cheese, ricotta. Do you get what I'm saying? All of the perishable foods are really all of the natural foods, and these are the things you want to be stocking up your grocery list in your household with the most. The Mediterranean diet is all about fresh ingredients. When I lived in Italy, I learned very quickly that people go grocery shopping every single day. They go to work, and then on the way home from work, they pick up their groceries for dinner. For us in the US, that is unthinkable. We go to the grocery store once a week and we load up our carts to the maximum and we go home. But the problem with that is we're not really buying things based off of our meal planning necessarily, and then there's the risk of things going bad before we get to them. Obviously, the plus there is that it's going to save you more time overall, and we can't compare ourselves to Italy. We have a completely different lifestyle. They are often living very close by to a grocery store. Everything's in walking distance. It's just a different setup. But we can learn from some of those practices in the sense that we emphasize buying fresh ingredients. The more fresh things you're eating, probably the healthier things that you're also eating. Now, that's not to say that the perimeter of the grocery store has everything that you'd want to buy as part of the Mediterranean diet. Of course, in the center aisles, you're gonna have your olive oil, nuts and seeds, lots of whole grains, legumes like beans or lentils. But quite honestly, a lot of those dry goods you can buy in bulk and they're gonna last you a pretty long time. So you could stock up on those things less often or even buy them wholesale. And then in the interim grocery shopping trips that you might need to do once a week or every other week, you're loading up with just those fresh ingredients to replenish your fridge. Now, I gotta ask you, share with our community of healthy eaters, how do you usually grocery shop? Are you doing the online grocery shopping where you have it delivered to your house? Are you still going there yourself? Let us know and share some ideas with our community of how people can help enhance their health with a really smart strategy for grocery shopping. Now, if you like this video, go ahead and like it, hit that thumbs up button, and share this with at least 3 people. All right, so now that you have the best strategy possible for how to grocery shop like a champion, you are ready to learn about my top 5 foods that I suggest you eat in the Mediterranean diet at all times to always have on your grocery list. So go ahead, check that out. I'll see you over there.